You know, when it is now becoming so hard to afford the basic things that you can do for yourself, for your spouse, for your children, it becomes a food for thought. Because at the end of the day, every single person will target it and make it look like you are lazy, but deep inside, you and you alone knows exactly what you are going through. In today's video, Americans can no longer take it. They can no longer keep short. They have to say the quiet thing out loud for every single person, nation, country, world, continent to be able to hear their voice and say, we have been saying it. We can no longer survive. These MAGAs has finally destroyed America. And it is good to hear from the perspective of these said MAGAs, which are currently in the FAFO stage. Anyways, before I say anything that I needed to say, I'll go ahead and roll out the clips for you guys. Credit belongs to the original creators of every clips and stitches we have in our today's episode. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe, like this video, drop me your comments, and lastly, do not forget to share. And make sure you watch from beginning to the end before dropping your honest opinion, because I want to hear from your own end. Are they still in that position of arranging, coupling America? Or these people have literally dismantled every single thing that people have built? Let's get right into it, and I'll be back with commentaries.
It's just straight up too expensive to live in the United States of America, and you cannot convince me otherwise. Hi, I'm Zach. I've kept a budget down to the penny for the past 5 years. And this is what I've spent this month on some of the things that you need to just exist. Let's start with energy. I want you to let me know how much you pay a month for your electric bill. All right, ready? Drum roll, please. This month I spent $242. It's summertime in Florida. It's hot. It's expensive. The AC's running. I keep my house at 78 degrees during the day. I turn off all the lights when I'm not using them. I have LED lights. All of the stuff you're supposed to do. I'm closing my blinds during the day. Everything possibly you could do right. And I just had my highest bill of all time. Checking out my electric bill from September 2020, I paid $139.47. Huh. Okay, so that's almost doubled. All right, how about utilities? I want you to let me know how much you pay for utilities a month, your water bill, your garbage. All right, drum roll, please. 3, 2, 1. I paid $219.77. Just as a frame of reference, in September of 2020, my water bill was $128.09. So that's doubled in 5 years. That's cool. Internet. Everybody loves internet. I needed to post on TikTok. This past month, I spent $84.99. What did you spend this month on internet? I can tell you what I paid in September 2020, 5 years ago. I paid $54.68. That's cool. It's gone up 60%-ish in 5 years. That's fine. So all in all, between my utilities, my energy, and my internet, I am paying $527 and change a month. And I'm sure my story isn't unique. I'm sure you're watching this saying, yes, the same thing with me. I'm paying way too much every month. This isn't sustainable. I know that prices have gone up all around the world, 100%. I just feel like where I live specifically, we've gone into crazy town. No one can pay this. No one can afford this. I'd love to hear what you're paying a month for all these things and where you live in the world, because I need to know if I'm crazy or if I'm not alone in feeling this way.
How are people affording life right now? How are people tackling this cost of living?
Personally, I'm not. I had to move out of San Diego. I'm from Southern California, but it's too expensive. Even with full-time work, I had 2 full-time jobs, working on the weekends and at night and in the morning. I still couldn't save up enough money for a deposit for a studio apartment or anything, frankly. So I had to make a change. Right there is the border wall with Mexico and the United States. One side is San Diego, one side is Tijuana. Now I live on the Tijuana side. While the difference is only 2 blocks, I have a substantially cheaper cost of living. Currently, I'm renting a studio apartment for about $100 a week. I've seen comparable priced places going as far as a 2-bedroom with the same price point, $400 or $500 a month. The same kind of place in San Diego, 2 blocks away, would cost you upwards of $1,500 to $2,000 or $3,000. To go to work, I cross the border in the morning, A few times a week, I do Amazon Flex shifts, and in about 2 full-time days, I pay my rent for the month. The thing is, I don't go every day because it's kind of a headache. So while I technically earn less, I have a greater purchasing power effectively. So 5 months ago, basically, I moved to Tijuana and went from being full-time employed with 2 jobs, living in my van for years because I couldn't save the deposit, to having an apartment and having transportation and a pretty decent paying job relative to my cost of living. But isn't it dangerous? Isn't it unsafe? A little bit, it can be. But literally, as I'm saying that, the police roll by. There's constantly a presence, so it does feel a little bit safe for that reason. Living in your car is not safe either. Being in your car is you're harassed all the time. You're bothered by strangers trying to steal your stuff. That's not a good life either. So while it's not a perfect solution, it's a solution for now, and it works, and I've improved my quality of life by moving 2 blocks. Follow for more about the cost of living in Mexico.
So the world is getting more expensive. We are not making more money than we were. And I've been wondering to myself, what's the end game here? Like, what is it they're going for? What could be possibly beneficial about a society, a state, a nation of a bunch of starved homeless people? They couldn't afford their homes, they couldn't afford rent, they couldn't afford anything. An entire nation of citizens that just crashed and burned at the hands of these people who saw it coming and knew it was coming and could have done something to stop it but didn't. And I've come up with my own little conspiracy theory. I hate it. It is horrific. When we no longer have money to afford to survive every month, what else are we going to have to pay with? Our labor. I think we're going to get to a point where we're just so broke that money's not going to do it anymore. And what's going to happen is when no one can afford anything, the rich are going to swoop in, buy all of it. I think they're looking to personally just own all the housing, buy all the houses, and that's going to be part of the benefits package of becoming an employee. They want to be able to lend it to us. They'll give you housing, they'll give you transportation, they'll supply you with food and water and a hot shower as long as you work for them. And if you don't like the conditions, if you don't like your wage hours, what the fuck can you do about it? Absolutely nothing. If any of you even try to organize and unionize, you will lose everything helping you survive. I think they're looking to control everybody's situation, to own everything. So we have to supply them with the only thing we got, which is our fucking labor, in order to get any of it. They're looking to take away our ability to own, and then take it the fuck away if we want to act up. I hope I'm wrong.
What happens when we just can't afford to exist anymore? Everything's high. Rent's high, food's high, utilities high as hell, but your paycheck, that's the one thing that ain't moved since Obama had a fresh lineup. And now folks are just surviving out of habit. Barely. But here's the question that nobody in power really wants to answer. What happens when most people can't afford to make it anymore? Not just a few people, but most people. When survival becomes a luxury, right? Then what? What becomes of this whole society at that point? And I say that because people can only take so much. When you're working 2 jobs and you're still choosing between groceries and gas, something's got to change. Because it changes you. You stop dreaming. You stop living. You literally just exist to pay bills. And eventually people snap. And history has already shown us that. This system only works if enough of us still believe in it. What happens when your belief runs out before the money does? What do we do when we're working harder, but that no longer works? Because if a majority can't afford to live, then this whole thing, it ain't sustainable.
I need somebody to tell me how I'm supposed to make it in today's economy. Bro, shit's so high. You can't, it's hard to go grocery shopping. I mean, you go in the store with say $300. You ain't coming out with much. And I remember back in the day, 300, shit, if you was shopping with that, you had a buggy full of meat, shrimp, steaks, enough, to last a while. Now, $300 might get you 6 little bags. That's pitiful, man. Something's got to change. The gas prices is still high. What happened, man? I thought Trump was gonna help us. This ain't what I expected when I voted this year, bro. Last year. That's not right. Something got to change. We can't make it. How are we gonna make it?
Why is life so expensive? Like, can we talk about this? And I don't know if anybody else feels the way that I do, okay? I literally just got paid today. Fresh. Check freshly went into the account. And I'm grateful for it. Don't get me wrong. I am grateful, okay? But I told God, I said, God, in this season, in 2025, I'm about to be better. I'm about to do better. I literally wrote out a list of my bills. I wrote out how I'm going to be better about spending money and how I'm going to be more mindful, right? I even told God, you know what, God, I wanted to get my hair braided, but with braids, and if you know, you know, with braids literally being $250, $300, $400, $500. I said, God, I will do it myself. Okay, I said, God, if you can just allow me to get the things I need. Now, mind you, I want you to see my hair. Like, in real life, I work out all the time. I'm constantly greasing my scalp. I'm constantly trying to make sure I take care of my hair. But right now, it just needs to be done. I've had this in for about a month, maybe about a month and a half. And I did this, y'all. So it ain't like I'm wasting money. This hairstyle wasn't even $30. So I said, God, I just really want to pamper myself, and I want to wash my hair. And it's sad that now it feels like to pamper yourself is just to wash your hair, right? That sounds crazy. I said, God, I want to wash my hair. I want to put some fresh braids in, and I'm going to do it myself, Lord. I don't need to spend $300, $400, $500. But I said, God, I want to do it on the low end. Like, I'm thinking maybe $50 or lower. Why did I just walk outside? And the very first thing, I spent $75 at the beauty supply store. Why? I'm so sorry. Is it just me? Why is life so expensive? Like, we be watching, and when I tell you, it's just me. Anybody got kids, I am praying for you. Like, tonight, I'm about to be interceding on your behalf. Because for just me, I'm like, why am I so expensive? Like, why is life right now just, you walk outside and literally, it feels like your bank card is charged immediately. I'm so frustrated. Does anybody else go through this the first day that you get paid? Please, I don't want to be by myself. Is there anybody with me?
We just found out that you have to make $66 an hour as a minimum wage in order to have the buying powers that boomers had in the 1970s. This generation has to work more than the previous generations, and we have nothing to show for it. No house, no savings, no investments, no retirement, no nothing. We're just working just to barely survive. And life costs more than what we get paid.
Only in America do you have to pay a fee to pay a bill. Only in America do you try to go to work while you're sick because you can't afford to miss a shift. Only in America do you avoid going to the doctor because you have to pay a deductible, even with insurance. Only in America do you have to choose between filling your tank and buying groceries. Only in America does your rent go up while your paycheck stays exactly the same. Only in America and nowhere else.
How are you living right now? How are you surviving? Especially for people that has family. Because this analysis coming from just a single person is already crazy. So for people that have 5 family, which is a mother and 3 children, mother, father, 4 children, and wait, most especially for people that depend on food stamps, welfare, government aids. How are you living? Because I know that a lot of food stamps have been snatched out, it has been slid down. A lot of government funding has been gradually taken down, indirectly or directly. How are those people that are giving birth to 7, 8, 10 children just because of food stamp? How are they surviving? That is what I actually want to know. Because I am not even feeling for these MAGAs right now. The only thing I am feeling for is for people that are not MAGAs. Because these MAGAs literally use their hand to put out what they actually want. And is it the good thing for them? It is absolutely the best for them. They made their choice, they made their decision, and I'm so happy for them. But for those ones now that are not MAGAs, let's start from electricity bills. Just comparison of just an interval of 5 years, it is getting to over 60% more higher. Water bill, light, just basic things that you need for you to actually survive. This is him spending 500 and something dollars already without even adding what he normally spend on clothes, on food, and so on and so forth. Because yes, as human beings, we need all of this. We need all of this to survive. And that is why you later start seeing Americans trying to like tell their fellow Americans that if you have any opportunity, if you have any good means, and you think you need to relocate to another country, you think you need to move abroad or move somewhere else, feel free and do that, because life is lifing every single person. The only person that life is not lifing as it stands now are the white supremacy people that have it all. And even MAGAs can come here every single time. We've seen their videos coming out to cry out loud, saying they regretted their vote, they wouldn't have voted. People actually told them they did not listen to people's advice, and so on and so forth. It is sad, and I really feel for them. But anyways, who am I? What do I have to say? Where the Oba of Oba, the orange man himself, is trying to make American great again. And anyways, let's just keep watching. Probably before the end of his tenure, definitely the president will actually make Americans great again. You know, when we are talking about tariffs, at the first initial stage, a lot of people were like, forget about it. Tariff is just the best thing that have actually happened to the US. When we're talking about people who are actually slashing, coming to trade anything with US, a lot of people are like, it is normal thing. They will come back when they are tired. But America has gotten to that stage right now where people are not tired. They are not coming back. It's except if American is able to fix himself and bring those people back, bring those importers and exporters back, bring those immigrants. I think there is one particular clip that actually fly where the Baba of Baba, which is the president, is actually saying illegal immigrants should make it illegal and come back. I don't know how true that is actually going right now, because most of the things we still see online is ICE agents trying to do what they are being paid for. And of which, who are we to question the authority? Anyways, let me know how you're managing, how you're faring, how you're living, how much you spend in a month as a family of 3, 2, 5, 6, 1. I really want to know, in your comparison with the last 5 years, how many percentage do you think that have actually gone up in your spending, in your living generally? I just want to know in the comment section. If you haven't subscribed, do it. Subscribe, like this video, drop me your comments. And lastly, do not forget to share for every other person to get this good news. And credit belongs to original creators of every clips and stitches we use in our today's episode. This is just for educational purpose, not to come here, bash anyone, or to make anyone not comfortable, or to make anyone look stupid, right? We are all right. So drop me your comments. I would really love to hear from you. Anyways, with no further ado, I'm going to be Simba, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Do not touch the die. Come back for more. I love you guys. Mwah.